Hello everyone, this is Robyn and I'm back with another video tutorial for you today. You can find me and more of my video tutorials, weekly giveaways, and product spotlights over on my website, mypinkstamper.com. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing the Zoo Globe stamp set that's featured in our 2020 annual catalog. And then I'm also going to be using the snow globe scenes that coordinate with this stamp set. I thought it was time that I made a baby card. So one of my friends is expecting a baby boy in the spring, and I made her a quilt. And to go along with the quilt, I wanted to have a fun card to go along with that. So if you're interested in checking out my quilt, I'll have pictures of it at the end of this video tutorial for you today. Okay, so if you are interested in any of the product you see in today's video, it's available on my shopping page, shop.mypinkstamper.com, and my name's Robyn Cardon. All right, so let's jump in. I'm going to be, the technique that I'm sharing with you today is I am going to be showing how to use our snow globes. So when these were released last winter, they went on back order almost immediately. So I wasn't able to share them with my viewers as much. So now I'm going to be sharing a project, and I'm not making a shaker with them. I'm going to be making a floating, it's a floating elephant, but you could float anything with it. I'm going to be floating something in the globe. So it's really a fun, easy technique that anyone can do. And these are the materials that I'm using to make this simple card. You do need a die cut machine if you'd like to make this along with me today. So let's start with our stamping, and we'll be stamping everything on this piece of Whisper white cardstock. And I'm going to be stamping with our Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad. And I'll have the item code on the screen for you guys, as well as in the description and at the very end of this video, so you won't miss it. All right, so I'm going to start by stamping. I'm using the Zoo Globe. I'm going to be using the tree, the elephant, the globe part of the snow globe, and then I'm using Wishing You the Best. So really you could use whatever you want and make the same type of card, and you could change up the colors. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this right here. And then I'm also going to be stamping the globe. And I'm just going to stamp this right around it. Okay. And then now I'm going to stamp the elephant. And then now I'm going to be stamping, so everything can be stamped right on here. I'm going to be punching this out, so I want to make sure that I have room. I'll just use this little piece up here. Okay, and now that is all of the stamping for this project. And now we are going to go ahead and punch. I'm using the classic label punch. I love our punches because they are flat, so they store flat. You could stack them on each other. We also carry storage that our punches work with. So if you're looking for a storage solution, we have those available. Okay, I am going to just punch this out. You turn it upside down and then you just punch it out, and that fits. Look at that. You could not fit a stamp as perfectly as that one. It was like it was meant to be. It was meant to be used with that punch. So now I can set that aside. And we're going to be doing a little bit of coloring, well, a lot of coloring. So I'm going to share the colors that I'm using, and then I'm going to speed it up. It's so fun to watch when I color and everything's super fast, right? So I normally don't color that fast, but for my video tutorials, I just want it to be super fun for you guys. And I'll just tell you everything that I'm using, and I'll start with all of the colors and then I'll color. So I'm using light, soft suede. All of our Stampin' Blends come with light and dark together. So I'm just using, actually on some of them, I'm probably just using one or the other, but I'm using the light, soft suede. I'm going to be using both of the Smoky Slate. Probably get them in order. Okay, and then I'm using Granny Apple Green. Starting to get cold and dreary here in Utah, so I need some bright colors to pull out today. And then I'm using Pool Party. Pool Party is just a really soft color. that we're going to be using to fill up the water of our globe. All right, so I'm going to start coloring now, so I will talk to you guys in just a second. Okay, I have it all colored for you. Hopefully that wasn't too fast to watch. And I didn't do a lot of blending. I did more just coloring on here, and then I added some of the darker colors for a little bit of a highlight on here, but it's so super cute. And now I'm going to grab my paper snips, and I am going to go ahead and cut these out. Now we're going to be using this with the globe. So I'm going to show you how that's going to work. We're going to go ahead and just cut out just a little bit below, and then I'll cut the circle out, and then I'm going to cut out the elephant by hand as well. Okay, I am done cutting, so that should be all of this, the speeding up that I'm doing on this tutorial for you all. All right, so now is time to pull out my die cut machine. So I'm using the Stampin Cut Emboss. This is our brand new machine. So we're going to be using the formula plate 1, plate 2, and then we'll use 2 3 plates. And I'm going to put my cardstock in between the 2 plates. Now first I'm going to go ahead and cut this one right here. This piece, this is basic gray cardstock, and I'm going to be using the base. We're going to be cutting out the base of the snow globe first, and so this one's more detailed. Put these on here. You can really save your cardstock if you put it on like that. All right, I'll just run this through. It'll come out the other side, and it'll be like magic. All right, so I have that there, and then I have this here. Okay, and then I can save that piece of gray. And now we're going to go ahead and take our piece of Granny Apple Green. This is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 inches, and this is where we're going to make our globe, our snow globe. So we're going to use this die from the snow globe die set, and then this is going to be about 3/4 of an inch down from the top, and then just really make sure that that it's straight or even on both sides, that it is going to look pleasing to the eye. Okay, so that's all we're doing with the machine, and now we get to do the fun stuff. So let's go ahead and start layering this up. We're going to layer this piece on top of the other gray, and you can just with your fingernail or your finger, or you can use our take your pick tool, and you can poke out all these little pieces, or you can keep some of them in. I know some of my customers and viewers like to just keep some random pieces in, and I think it's up to you what you want to do. This is your project. Okay, and obviously I like to take all mine out. Now we're going to really quickly, and put this over here, we're going to add this piece onto the gray, and I'm using my Stampin' sponge, and I'm using our multi-purpose glue. I'm going to turn this upside down, and I'm just going to put a little glue on my sponge. Okay, and now I'm going to make sure that I don't move this, and I'm going to have this piece all ready to go. This is just going to quickly go like this, and then I should have glue on all of it and a little bit of the front, it looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to line this up. The good thing about this glue is it dries clear, so you can go ahead and just take that off with your finger, and let's hold that. Okay, perfect. Now I can just set that aside. I'm going to be adding this piece of Granny Apple Green to Bermuda Bay. This is our Bermuda Bay cardstock. It's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to grab one of these snow globes. Now when you're making a shaker card, it's really good to note that there is adhesive on both sides on the top. and on the bottom, but I'm just going to peel off the one on the top, so you can either just peel it off or you can use or take your pick tool. Okay, so that part has adhesive on it, and I'm going to just set this over the top of it, press it down. There we go. And now it is stuck on there. And that's where you can add your fun stuff if you'd like. I'm going to leave this blank. Okay, so now, probably should have done that part first, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and decide where I want my globe, and I'm going to add some of our Seal Plus to the back of my globe. And then this is going to go right here. So what I can do is just kind of eyeball where I want it to go and then move this carefully and add this on here. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. And now we're going to take our cute little elephant, and it's going to seem like it's floating. So I call it faux floating technique, F-A-U-X, Robyn's faux floating technique. And we are just going to add 2 dimensionals on top of the other. So whatever you want to call that, it just gives it the effect that it's kind of floaty. Ooh. See how it's like really sticking up there? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take this piece of Pool Party cardstock. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And I'm just going to fold this over. This is my card base. And I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this piece. And we're going to add that right on here. Gives you a nice layer. And then we're going to add some adhesive to this as well, the seal. And if you want to, for extra support, you can take off this piece here carefully. When I have the take your pick tool, it is so much faster. Okay, now I'm just going to take off this adhesive, and I'm going to add this right here over the top, and you'll be able to see a little bit of the blue below it, and that's how it is meant to look. There we go, like that. And now let's take some adhesive on our base, the base of our snow globe. And I'm going to add this right on here. So it looks like it's just sitting on there. Okay, and that's so cute. Now I'm taking some of our Designer Series paper. This is from the Brights pack. It comes in a collection of 6x6 sheets. You get, I believe it's 2 to 4 of every color in that collection. And I love this pattern. It's so beautiful. This is cut at 1/2 inch by 3 3/4, and I'm going to go from side to side on the granny. And then I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to use a little bit of our foam adhesive strip, just enough to kind of cover most of this on the back. I'll take the backing part off, and now I have my super adorable snow globe. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.